If you hike down the North Kaibab Trail from the North Rim, in about 4.7 miles, 3,000 feet down, you will hear and see roaring springs pouring out of the cliff face to the north, under Uncle Jim Point. During high runoff, it can be spectacular to watch. This spring has supplied the North Rim with water for nearly 100 years and supplied the South Rim with water for more than 55 years through the Trans-Canyon Water Pipeline. Roaring Springs flows from a deep cave hidden within that cliff. The cave was first discovered in 1928 by workmen employed to build the Grand Canyon Lodge. 3 men explored: Bill Denson of South Dakota, Mac Jackson of Tokerville, Utah, and Paul Swain of Salt Lake City, Utah. Denson first went in with a pocket flashlight but could not go very far. They went back up to the North Rim to get a better source of light. It was reported.
Carrying gasoline lanterns and an adequate supply of fuel, they penetrated a labyrinth of tunnels for a depth of 2 miles from the opening.
Jackson said,
"The cave is filled by the river and got bigger as far as we could see. The inside of the cave is very beautiful. Crystallized limestone formations and thousands upon thousands of stalactites and stalagmites filled the various tunnels or hung from the walls and roof."
The first tunnel ran back about a half mile, and then branched to the left in a smaller tunnel with a junction with 3 more tunnels. There were places where the walls and roof had been caved in. At one point, the creek was 2 feet wide and about 30 feet deep, with ledges on each side. They explored for 4 hours.
Finally, we came to a big room floored entirely by the river, and we couldn't go any farther without a boat. As far as we could see, both the cave and the river got bigger and bigger. The river is too deep to wade and too cold to swim, or we would have gone farther.
In 1935, the cave was explored again. 3 park employees, Eddie Siegel, Albert Turner, and Warren Turner, went into the cave and discovered that its depth was about 1¼ mile and then was blocked by rock and dirt from an ancient cave-in.
The party made its way back into the cave with the aid of flashlights and gasoline lanterns. The course of the cave follows along in what appears to be an old earthquake fault. Large stalactites and stalagmites, clusters of calcite crystals, and shallow pools of water were found. At one point, the explorers found one side cavern of some considerable length. No very large rooms were discovered, though the cave was easily negotiable throughout the entire length examined. With proper equipment and guidance, park visitors to the Roaring Springs region could easily be afforded an opportunity to experience the thrill of subterranean exploration in this cave.
Instead, the cave entrance was eventually gated and locked. Caving within Grand Canyon National Park is illegal. At some point, a series of 5 rock dams were built inside the Roaring Springs Cave complex to collect water. The cave's average flow of water is 5.8 million gallons per day. In the mid-1960s, the Trans-Canyon Water Pipeline plan called for 17% of the spring water to be diverted into 2 intake pipes. At the Roaring Springs pump house, sediment was removed and chlorine gas was used to purify the water. Some water would be pumped up to the North Rim, and up to 500,000 gallons of water per day would travel by gravity to Indian Garden and then pumped up to the South Rim storage tanks. The rest of the water would free flow out the East Cave entrance down to Roaring Springs Creek. In 2025, a new water system is under construction to take water from Bright Angel Creek near Phantom Ranch to be pumped up to the South Rim. The Roaring Springs water will still be used for the North Rim and Cottonwood Campground.
This video was written and produced by Davy Crockett for the Grand Canyon Historical Society. Visit us at grandcanyonhistory.org. Help us continue to preserve and share the history of Grand Canyon by becoming a member of the Society. Also, use the subscribe button below to receive more videos like this one.